Hey guys, welcome back. No, I haven't uploaded in a while, but I figured I'd upload a video now. I wanted to show you like an uploaded or updated version of my Buster Blader deck. Um, I don't remember if I've uploaded Buster Blader on the channel before, but if I haven't, here's my Buster Blader deck. It is a Buster Blader Pendulum deck. Um, because it's it's a lot easier to get Buster Blader out that way. Because there's not like too many ways to get Buster Blader out, and that makes like if you draw like multiple Buster Bladers, it's not like dead. So, anyways, I'll just jump right into it. I'm running two of the Destruction Sword Buster Blader and then two of the regular Buster Blader. You could run like any combination of the two, but I like running two of each. Just because I have an extra regular Buster Blader if I need it, and then I have an extra one of these if I need it. I generally use these when I can. Um, it kind of depends on the circumstances, I guess, because you can't search these from the deck. So generally, when I'm dumping my stuff to the graveyard with this, or like this, I will generally dump the Destruction Sword Buster Blader, just so I can get it back with the emblem of the Dragon Destroyer. So yeah, I'm running two of each, so 4 copies in total. I'm running three of the Buster Whelp. This card is great. You can search anything basically in the deck. Uh, Generally going to be your trap cards. These guys are your main sources. I'm running two of the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. This guy's also very nice for combo plays. I'm running just the two because you can only use him like once per turn. He also locks your opponent out of using their extra deck, which is nice, especially against a deck like Buster Blader, where I can just basically make all my opponent's cards dragons and then make it so they basically can't activate their effects and they're all in defense mode. And then I also have a combo where I summon the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss as well. So if they have like a Raigeki or something, I can just negate it. And then I'm running like double of the Return of the Dragon as well, so I have protection. But yeah, two of this. You probably only need two, maybe one. But I'm running two just because I want to see it in my hands sometimes. Triple of the Wisdom Eye Magician. This guy's basically, he's your like searcher for the pendulum cards, so I'm running triple of him. He's also like discard fodder and like link fodder and stuff like that. So I'm running two of the Dragon Pit. I was running three previously, but I think two is fine. You don't really want to see this card too much. I'm running two of the Dragon Oath Magician. This card's really nice because basically you'll get this guy and then this guy off of the Pendulum Call, and then like the next turn you use Wisdom Eye and Oath, and then get the Dragon Pit, and then you'll use Oath's effect to get back the Wisdom Eye from the extra deck, and then you'll just like pop a back row basically with the Dragon Pit's effect. So I'm running two of that, and then one of the Dragon Caller, just if I need a dragon for the fusion, I can use this effect. I'm running two Sage with Eyes of Blue. Just to search out my Buster Whelp. Basically, that's the only thing it searches. That's why I'm running two. One Jet Synchron and one Global, just for synchro and link plays, basically. One Raigeki, Monster Reborn, Foolish Burial. One for one. I'm running one Foolish Burial Goods, because you can dump like basically any of the Destruction Sword cards and get them back pretty easily. Especially if you have this in the graveyard, because like most of them need a Destruction Sword card to get back, but like once you get the Fusion card back, like the Fusion card, you only need to just discard a card at all. So basically what you do is you discard a card for the Fusion card, and then you discard the Fusion card for something else to use its effect, which is a pretty good combo. So yeah, that's why I'm running the Burial Goods. One of the Sacred Sword 7 stars. This deck's running like what, 7 level 7 monsters. So if you just need, I mean, I'm only running the one. Just if you need like a little bit extra draw power here and there. I'm running triple of the Dragon Destroy, or Emblem of the Dragon Destroyer. Sorry. Just to search out Buster Blader from the deck, or get him back from the graveyard. I'm running three just because I want to see the Buster Blader a decent amount. Yeah, triple of that, double of the Return of the Dragon Lords, just to mostly get back my Buster Dragon, because he's a pretty good card. So I'm running triple of the Pendulum Call, uh, obviously just to search out my combo pieces, or not my combo pieces, but my pendulum monsters, so I can like pendulum summon stuff. Uh, Triple Cosmic Cyclone, just for obviously back row control. Double of the Destruction Sword Fusion, or Destruction Swords and Fusion. Um, you're not really going to be fusing with this card too much. It's mostly, obviously, like I said before, discard fodder. But if you are, it's basically a super poly. If you already got the Buster Dragon on the field and a Buster Blader in your hand, it's and your opponent summons a monster, you can super poly with them. Basically, this card's like a better version of super poly because you can use cards from your hand as well as your side of the field or your opponent's side of the field, and you don't have to discard a card. So it's basically like a better, like way better version of super poly. And then I'm running one Karma. This card's really nice because not only do you get to banish things from your opponent's graveyard, you get to pump a Destruction Sword monster you control by 500 points for each card banished, and you get to banish up to 3 of the same type. So you can basically pump your card 15 points, 1500 points a turn. Because if you just like, you draw a card in your draw step and then you have the fusion in the graveyard, obviously you do the combo where you discard a card for the fusion and then you discard the fusion for the Karma, and so you can basically pump and banish every single turn if you want to. Like if you're in an advantageous position and your opponent's maybe, it's a lot of graveyard hate basically. So I'm only running one. You don't really want to see it too much. You can always dump it with Burial Goods or the new Link monster. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I'm running 2 of the Buster Sword or Destruction Sword memories. This is basically your main way of fusion summoning. You generally are going to want to dump this off of you're going to want to dump it off the prologue or with the Flourish Burial Goods, or you could use this other effect, discarding a Destruction Sword card, especially when a Buster Blader from your deck. That's really nice, especially because like most of the cards in the deck are Buster Bladers. You can discard the fusion card, you can discard the Karma, you can discard this if you want to. It's just a really good card, and then like later down the line you can just banish a Buster Blader and then a dragon fusion summon from your graveyard. That's super nice. You could run 3 of this. I feel like 2 is perfectly fine though, because you're only going to want to fusion summon maybe once or twice a game. And I am running the two Destruction Swordsman fusions, so I don't really need triple of this. If I need it, I can just dump it to the graveyard. So, and then I'm running 2 of the prologue. This card is really nice as well. You could definitely run 3 of this. It protects your Buster Bladers from getting destroyed, or your Destruction Sword cards, I guess, from getting destroyed. For some reason, this isn't considered a Destruction Sword, and now there's the Dragon. So it's basically like this guy, and then like these guys. So your small dragons, and then your alternative Buster Blader is protected. So that's not really why you want to run this card though. You want to run this card for the first effect, where you send a destruction card and a Buster Blader from the deck to the graveyard, and then except for another copy of itself, obviously, and then you special summon a Buster Dragon from your extra deck, and then you destroy it during the end phase of your next turn. So that's really nice, especially because if you've already got a Buster Blader on the field, you can send either the Sword of Memories, or you can send your Dragon Buster tuner to the graveyard and then equip it to your Buster Blader. You can, if you've already got a Link monster in the field, you can just fusion summon directly from the graveyard. And then now you've got them in a lock, basically like a soft lock. So definitely 2 of this at least. You can run 3. I don't feel like you need 3 though. You do want to see this card, but you don't want to like see it too much. So that's the main deck. 45 cards. You could trim out the pendulum stuff. The pendulum stuff's like not key for the deck. It's just like a tech engine. The what is it? 8, 11 pendulum cards, I guess. You could run other things. There's definitely other cards you could run that would maybe extend combos and stuff like that. I like it how it is, so I'm gonna keep it how it is. But you could definitely do something different. And now moving on the extra deck. I'm running 2 of the fusion. This card's very good. The only problem is you can't attack directly. He basically makes all dragon type monsters go to defense mode, and also he pierces. He gets 1,000 attack for each face up dragon monster your opponent controls. Um, you could also run DNA Surgery. That card would be really good in this deck. Um, yeah, 2 of the fusion monster. You don't summon him too much, but there is like a decent combo to summon him, as well as Hot and then the Buster Dragon. So talk about that in a second. But I'm running one of the Hot Red Dragon Archfiends. This deck has a lot of level 1 tuners, and it's basically mainly makes level 8 Dark Dragon type monsters. So you want to run this guy. He's really good. He's probably one of the best cards in the game right now, or at least like best synchro monsters in the game. Um, I'm running 1 Borealoid Savage Dragon. You might as well run this card, right? Because it's a generic synchro monster that just needs a link monster, and it has like, you know, generally about 2 negations. So this card's pretty busted in my opinion. I'm running triple the Buster Dragon. In my opinion, you want 3. I would run more if I could, but sorry. But yeah, you want 3. This card's your main combo piece. You make him, and then you get back your Buster Blader, make another one, get back your Buster Blader, make another one, basically, and then you can make like rank 8s with it. You can make bigger cards with it, like the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. You can link someone with it. You can do a lot of things with it. So yeah, triple is definitely necessary, and you're gonna make all 3 pretty much every game when you're comboing off. I'm running 1 Titanic Galaxy just for rank 8 plays. You could run a second rank 8 if you want to. I just don't have space in the extra deck. Running Red's Flare Metal Dragon. He's a dragon, so if he goes to the graveyard, I can always just fusion summon him, or fusion summon with him, I guess. He also like burns your opponents, and he can't be destroyed by card effects. So that's nice. I'm running 1 Boreal Sword Dragon. This card is insanely busted, and it should be banned, but it's not, so I'm gonna run it because it's busted. And then 1 Skull Dread. This card's pretty good. I like to run it in most of my decks. Just gives you like, you get basically to draw 3 cards and then draw 4 cards and then put 3 back. So that's pretty nice. 1 Crystron Needle Fiber. This is a synchro deck. You're gonna want to run Crystron Needle Fiber. I was running like a second Crystron Needle Fiber until I discovered the new Link monster for the Destruction Sword cards. I'm running 1 Vert Anaconda. This card's really good for most fusion-based decks. Any fusion-based deck that runs a normal fusion monster or like a super poly. This card's pretty insane. So you can basically fusion someone from the deck by paying 2,000 life points, and he's like a generic 2 effect monsters. So it's pretty easy to just fusion summon like that. So yeah, if you don't have any plays, you can just summon 2 monsters, make this guy, pay 2,000, and then now you've got your dragons, you've got your Destruction Swordsman. So you could probably run a second one of these instead, or maybe in addition to the one, but I don't really make this card all too much. I don't really like this card's like a, if you need to make it, you can make it, and it will save you probably. But yeah, just run the 1. And then the last card I'm running is the 2 Champion Whelps. This is one of the newer cards in the deck. I think it's probably the newest Destruction Sword card. It seems pretty good. I mean, when it's link summoned, you can send a Destruction Sword card from the deck to the graveyard. So basically, you're going to want to send your fusion card, or maybe this guy, to get back later. So, and he has 2, he points like diagonally 2 down, basically. So you have space for your Buster Dragon and your fusion card. He also lets you special summon a Buster Blader from your hand when you do dump a card. He also basically makes it so you can, if your opponent has no monsters, you can basically burn your opponent um, with a Buster Blader monster that didn't attack this turn. So if you run out of monsters to attack with this guy, and I mean that would be the only reason you'd use that effect is if you had this, or maybe your opponent just didn't have any monsters, or they had like a card that made it so you couldn't attack or something like that. You could just burn him for a bunch of damage anyways. Um, yeah, you could just burn him for a bunch of damage anyways, even if you couldn't attack. So that effect doesn't seem that useful, but it's mostly because you can basically get a Buster Blader out on the field and then dump a Destruction Sword card, which you could dump the Whelp as well, and that actually might be good also, just because you have a bust. That's actually pretty. I didn't realize that combo is like you have the Buster Blader and then you dump the Whelp, you get the Whelp back, and then you can like go into your dragon and stuff. So that's a pretty good combo also. Normally though, I will find some way of making like either this or needle fiber, and then you basically make two of the dragons, the Buster Dragons, on your side of the field, and then you go into a second Link monster, be it needle fiber or this or something like that, on the other zone if you have space on the other zone. So you have like a third Link spot, and then you go into with like a level 1 tuner, you use one of the Buster Dragons, the one in the middle generally, to make your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and then you fusion summon the graveyard with your Sword of Memories to summon the Destruction Swordsman, or the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, I guess it's called. And then you have your Buster Dragon plus your Swordsman combo. So basically, any monster they summon, its effect can't be activated. Also, it's switched to defense mode, and this guy gets another 1,000 attack points. And then you also have your spot negation with the Abyss. So, I mean, or you could, instead of going for the second Buster Dragon, you could also go for a Savage Dragon if you wanted to. If you don't have that level 1 tuner, you can always go for a Boyloid Savage Dragon, and that works too. You also, because you get the 2 negations, or 2, sometimes 3 negations, depending on what Link monster you equip to it. So that's the combo, or I mean, that's the combo for the deck, I guess. If you liked the deck, let me know what you think. I guess. It's my Buster Blader deck. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.